Hello. Are you thinking of having your roof painted or repaired or replaced? Well, if you are, then I'm glad you're here because I just want to share some important information with you that will help you get the very best job done and make sure that you're happy with the end result. So, what I'm going to cover in this short training is why having your roof restored instantly increases the value of your home. And we're talking about dramatic increases, which we'll show you shortly. Also, going to show you how to get the best result and how to choose the best company so that you're not disappointed with the outcome. So, the first thing I want to speak to is how it increases and why it increases your home's value. And it's really self explanatory. So, just have a look at this. This is a typical example of a roof that hasn't been painted and it's probably 20 years old, 30 years old. Now, after a little bit of love, look at the transformation that occurs. So you can obviously see that that instantly adds value to the home. But let me give you a better example of the impact of having your roof restored having on a property value. So here's a property that obviously needs a little bit of love. And with a small investment of $10,000, look at the transformation that occurs. You wouldn't think it was the same home. And so if you're thinking of selling your home and wanting to get maximum price in minimum time, then this would be a very good idea for you to just redo your roof and perhaps even maybe give your home a bit of a paint as well. And you can see the impact of it. Now look at the increase in value. It was over $60,000 in value for a $10,000 investment. So yes, obviously it does increase the value of your home. It also speeds up the sales process if you are wanting to sell your home. So here are just a few other examples. So typical roof, okay, once it's restored. Okay, typical roof galvanized iron, once it's restored. You get the idea. It just is one of the easiest ways for you to improve the value and look of your home for a relatively small investment. Now, something you may not know is that another benefit of it, if you use the right paint and you get the right contractor to do your work, it can actually reduce your energy consumption on your air conditioning between 11 and 27%. This was a study done by the EPA. And even more amazing is it can reduce the temperature in your home by over 18%. So if you wanted to see the study, that's the study there. We've put the source there for you from the EPA. And another benefit is if you actually put the right paint on your roof, perhaps you use tank water and as your drinking supply, well, it improves the quality of your drinking water as well. So, you can paint your exterior roofs, galvanized iron, ColorBond, tile. All of these are possible to be painted with this energy efficient and high quality drinking water paint. Now, another thing I want you to consider, maybe your roof is looking a bit old and you know in your heart that it needs work, and maybe you're even thinking of replacing it. Well, before you do, I want you to consider a few things. Number one, yes, it's important to get it assessed, okay? But often you don't need to replace your roof. You just need to have a great roof restoration company to look at it and restore it for you. So, there are very important impacts. If you don't keep your roof maintained correctly, you can have situations like this occurring when it rains. So, it costs you thousands of dollars to repair your roof, makes it unsightly, it generates mold, which is extremely unhealthy for you. And more importantly, it can even damage the structural integrity of your home. So you have to replace the joists. Can you imagine digging up your floors or digging up your roofs and having to replace those timbers? The cost is extraordinary. And even more importantly, if water gets through, it can cause fires in your home. So again, we do urge you to keep an eye on the health of your roof. Please have an audit done on it. This is important, just so you don't have those mishaps occur, and you know that you can sleep confidently when there's a big storm happening. So how do you get the work done? How do you get the best contractor? Well, there are a few simple rules to follow, and I hope you got pen and paper here to write these down because if you follow these rules, there's a very high chance you're going to get a great company to do a great job for you. And the first thing you want to look at is guarantees. So, to give you an idea, the very best companies offer the very best guarantees because they know they're going to do the job right. And so I would be urging you to look for companies that give a 10-year guarantee on their work. And they don't leave your place in a mess. And they're not going to leave you hanging because time is very important. These are just a few things that you should be thinking of when choosing a company. And they should be providing it to you, not you asking them. They should just say, hey, look, we back ourselves 100%. And then the next thing you should be looking at is, are they Dulux certified? And the reason why we recommend Dulux is it's common knowledge in the industry that Dulux by far and away has the very best paint. There are cheap substitutes which cost less money, but you know, in a matter of a few short years, there are big consequences because the paint starts peeling and the roof looks worse than it did when you first started doing the roofing job. And many times, quality companies like Prestige have to go back and repair those types of jobs. So you must be very careful and you must make sure that you're comparing apples with apples. Are they using Dulux? Because quite simply, it's the best. Do they have public liability and workers' compensation insurance? So they should have a minimum $10 million public liability insurance, and you should be, if you ask for it, they should be able to show you their certificates. This is what they look like for their insurances and their work cover. So if you choose a company, okay, make sure that they promise that there'll be at least 2 people on site at all times. Why is that? Well, understand you are liable if they don't have public liability insurance and if they're not following work cover procedures and if they're not using harnesses and they get hurt, guess who they can sue? Yes, you. As unfair as that may sound, ignorance is no excuse of the law. And so this is why it is critical for you to know that they've got their public liability, and it's critical for them to let you know that there will be 2 people on site and they will be using safety harnesses when they're working, because otherwise you could be sued for quite large amounts of money if the people hurt themselves, and it happens more often than you would imagine. The other thing you want to look at is, are they licensed tradesmen? So ask to see their trades license. They must be trades, just so you're protected by the authorities. If you get an unlicensed tradesman working for you, again, you're not covered by the government if somebody does the wrong thing by you. And the other thing to consider is referrals. So have they got testimonials that they can show you from happy clients, so that when you're considering a company, if they're doing their work right, they should have many people that say that they were pleased with the work. Now, again, these are the licenses and the qualifications you should be asking for before allowing anyone to do work for you. Follow those steps that I was just sharing with you, which is, have they got their licenses? Will there be 2 people on site at all times? Are they going to use safety harnesses? Are they using Dulux paint? If you're following those simple steps and you can see their guarantees, that they offer strong guarantees, then there's very little chance that you'll be unhappy with the end result, and you are going to have an amazing home because you saw firsthand just how great they look. So if you'd like to have a roof inspection, a roof health inspection, we're happy to go there. We'll get up in your roof. We'll check for your water leaks, damaged tiles, damaged ridge capping, and even there's insulation under your roof that you may not be aware of that also helps protect your ceiling when storms occur. We'll check for tears and damage there as well. So if you'd like a health inspection, you can either call us on 1300 296 255. And if you'd like even more information, then you can get a free report. We've put a consumer awareness guide together. If you go to thebestroof.com.au, you can get even more information about how to transform your home. So again, go to thebestroof.com.au and request your free consumer awareness guide of how to choose the best restoration company to transform your home.